Do you find cloud computing difficult? Well, if you do, you're not alone. Cloud computing is a little confusing at times, so we've taken the effort to explain how it all comes together by likening it to something that everybody enjoys, namely pizza. In some surprising way, pizza and cloud computing are employing the very same distribution models, and we'll show you how it all comes together. Welcome to Traditional IT, or how to make your own pizza. So, when you're making your own pizza, it's not always easy to get the exactly right amount of ingredients, because you typically have to buy more than you need to make just one pizza. And you also need some infrastructure. But if you first have it, of course, it's much easier for you to make your next pizza. But even though you have all the right ingredients, and maybe also even the right tools and equipment, your pizza doesn't necessarily taste exactly like it did when you were holidaying in Naples. And why is that? Well, of course, sometimes it's because of experience, it's because of the raw materials, and it's simply because it's not made by a professional. Because it's not always that easy to get help when you have to do everything yourself. But once you have the equipment and you have all the raw material, all the ingredients you need, there's nothing cheaper for you than making your own pizza. And you're ensured that you get exactly the pizza you want. That's best for you. That did take a minute, but now we have a great pizza. Despite the effort, it's probably exactly what we want, and it's exactly when we want it. But maybe there are some other ways of achieving the same result. Now, if we choose to go for a frozen pizza, almost all the work has been done for us by the manufacturer. They have provided everything you need, and the pizza is ready to go. All you have to do is provide a little heat and the pizza is done. Of course, there's a limit to the selection, because the manufacturer only makes what he thinks we would like to have in combination with the price that he thinks would be acceptable to us. On the other hand, it's so inexpensive, so you are allowed to have a few extra frozen pizzas in your freezer to support that extra pizza craving that might show up in a jiffy. In order to enjoy a frozen pizza, you don't really need any skills. All you have to do is open the box and put it into the oven. That's it. No skills needed. And we have arrived at Managed Cloud, which is quite similar to a home-delivered pizza. So if you want to buy a pizza and have it delivered directly to your door, all you have to do is to lift off the receiver, or now order from the internet, obviously, and you can get exactly the pizza you want delivered to your doorstep. Well, you do have to limit yourself to the items on the menu of the one supplier that you've chosen, but on the other hand, you don't have to do anything but order. You don't even need a stove or any other equipment. A couple of plates and you're done. Hey. If you want to have the pizza tailored to you, that's typically the most expensive item they would have on the menu. Delivered directly to your door. Now we're about to enter a pizza joint, and that's got quite a few similarities to use of a public cloud. So as far as the cost is concerned, this analogy might not seem like the best fit, because the public cloud is perceived as very, very inexpensive. But maybe there are quite a few similarities anyway. Let's go inside and have a look. Could we have the 112, please?
Yes.
And 2 sparkling water.
Yes, that's okay.
Thank you. Now we have arrived at a pizza joint. And what happens here is that pretty much everybody have to order from the same menu. This is fine, but there's not much room for individual adoptions to exactly what you want. And also, all the pizzas are made in the same kitchen side by side, which means that at times of high traffic volumes, the kitchen may not be able to produce all the pizzas at the same time simply because they're overwhelmed. So there might be some waiting times. On the other hand, you don't need anything to be here. You just show up and you don't need any infrastructure, any gear, or any knowledge to just enjoy your pizza. And there's quite some savings in that.
Varsågod. Bra på smaker.
Hjertelig. When you're in a pizza restaurant, you have to share your pizza experience with whomever is there. So you're in this premises and you don't really know who's here. So if you want to hide from people that you're having pizza, that might be difficult. Also, if you're really concerned about hygiene, you don't really know if anybody has been near or touching your pizza on the way from the kitchen to your table. On the other hand, it's really simple. Just show up, order, and pay, and you got your pizza. And the best part about going to a pizza restaurant is that you just get one invoice for everything that you bought and nothing but what you bought. So, we've now looked at 4 distinct ways of getting your hands on a pizza. And unless you're Gordon Ramsay, there's nothing wrong with either of them. Actually, you'll probably find that they each have their advantages and disadvantages. And exactly the same thing applies to IT. You want to use the model that best serves the purpose at hand. And that's exactly what we think of when we say hybrid cloud. It's a mix of the various distinct delivery models. Bon appétit!